Hello there, and welcome to another episode of It's All Geek to Me, the pop culture chat show where three friends with varying degrees of nerd knowledge get together each week to have a chat about all things geek. Now, our regular viewers may notice a slight change of scenery this week. That's because your three geeks are taking 1 week off to restock their brains full of nerd knowledge and to stuff their faces full of chocolate eggs. But never fear, we will be back next week, the usual time, in the usual places. But we've put together a highlight reel for you this week, or a best of It's All Geek to Me, if you will. So, without further ado, over to slightly older Rich, slightly older Lummy, and slightly older Webby for your highlight show. See you next week, folks, and enjoy. Goodbye.
Just before I went live on the show, I nearly didn't press go live on the show when you're in this, and then I started the intro. And I thought, hang on a minute, I've not actually gone live. So slight technical to start, but it was fine. Nobody noticed until I said.
Only we noticed that. In fact, we probably didn't need to bring it up. Hey, dude, how's your week been?
Oh, it's been all right. I started a new YouTube channel. There you go.
Oh, what's that all about? Or are you going to wait to the end and plug it at the end?
I'll tell you now. It's just
go on then, do it.
It's just impressions. It's called Chrislum Voices, and it's got all my impression videos. I basically put them on, and people can go on and suggest impressions if they want. I'll tell me where to go.
Literally nice. Oh well, bless. Let's get the suggestions in. So is it called Chrislum
Voices, it's called.
Chrislum Voices on YouTube. Get yourself over there. Go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's All Geek to Me. And get yourselves down in the comments below and give us a share on all the socials. It's about creating a community here, ladies and gentlemen. And boy, we've got a great show lined up for you today. But it's not a show unless we've got Nathan Webb. Come on out, Webby.
Oh, it is.
Finally invited to the party.
How you doing?
I'm tired. I'm not tired. I'm not kidding. I'm tired of waiting to be brought into this show.
I'm
raring to go. I'm raring to go.
Are you upset because I introduced Lummy as my best buddy?
I don't know what to say, though. Yeah, I mean,
I know you two. I know you two are better buddies, and
dude, I thought. I was hoping this was never going to come up on the show.
Hey, do you know what? Do you know why I know that? Do you know why I know that? Because when we were at college, we all got separated, didn't we? And you two were together, and I were off in a separate group, weren't we? We got the split our group. So do you remember?
You tell yourself that, Lummy. That's why. Yeah, that's why. Should we bring out Webby before he gets a bit upset?
He's getting upset already. I can see him in the room waiting.
Let's bring him out then. Come on out, Nathan Webb. Come on, buddy.
Stop telling lies about. I'm not upset at all. I'm not. I'm just patiently waiting. Smirching my name.
That's exactly what I'd say if I was upset. It's all right.
Hey
up, Lummy. How the heck are you, mate?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you very much. You see, we're gone for the Brokeback Mountain look tonight, both of us.
yeah.
It's all good.
In the fact that we're both intense, you mean?
Yeah. Yes. I'm very intense. So, we've been up to this week.
Oh, a few auditions and things.
Oh, a few self-tapes.
Everybody's self-taping, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. How are you finding those?
Crap.
You see, this is the thing, right? I used to, in the old normal, I used to much prefer doing a self-tape because I'd be able to do things in my own time, have a play around, experiment, and I'd just be able to find just less pressure as well on the situation. But now I'm finding that with the stuff that they want you to do, it's taking me 4 or 5 hours to do a self-tape, whereas I just get on a tube and it would take me 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I had to do one the other way. I won't tell you where it's from, obviously, because they'll go mad, won't they? Yeah, didn't get it, so fuck them.
NDAs.
Yeah, but I had to do one, and you had to act like you'd seen a head floating in a sewer, right?
Nice.
And I was like, oh, what? So I run the bath, and I got a balloon, and I drew a face on the balloon. I sent the tape in of me being shocked to the balloon, and I bet they got it and thought, "What the fuck is this?" But it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I got criticised in an audition years ago for not acting naturally enough when I was supposed to be walking around an Eastern European town with people just appearing from nowhere, just sliding down the lampposts all around me. And she was like, "Oh," and they start appearing all around you, and I'm going, "Oh, she's going, naturally." I'm like, "Oh, okay." All right.
If it were natural, you'd probably freak out and run a mile.
This isn't the most natural situation I've ever been in. Anyway, do you know what? It's probably going to be. It's going to be gone. He's not going to be there, is he? When we call him out this time, it's just going to be a little. He's going to be. He's going to be in bed. We've been talking that long.
He doesn't like waiting, does he? I mean, 3 minutes in.
Like waiting. He doesn't like waiting. But let's see if he's there. Let's bring him out. It's Mr. Nathan Webb. Come on, Webby. Oh.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's gone. Oh, we'll just kick him out then. Let's just kick him out. Hey, Webby.
Every flipping week.
Did you drop
Every week. I really enjoyed your fascinating chat about whatever the bloody hell you were talking about.
So, we'll go to you this time, Chris. What's the worst Christmas present you've ever had as a kid?
Right. The worst one, actually, is, for me, joke books. Right. You get them, right, we're talking the works.
I know this. I know why. You're a comedian.
1,001 joke books and things
like that. You know why?
Yeah.
I know exactly why, Gittins, and you can confirm this. That's because they'll flick through a joke book and they'll go, "That's not fucking funny. I could do better than that." Like he does with every comedy movie ever. Why did they do that? It should have been funnier if I'd have done it.
That's wrong. No, what it is you flick through the books and they're all terrible anyway. They're all cheap, crappy books. And also, they've never got... The majority of jokes in them that are actually jokes. I should have got you some examples, but I didn't. There's things where it says like a statement, and it's not a joke, and they've done it just to fill the book out. Yeah, and people used to get them all the time, but this happens all the time. Never tell anybody you do comedy, ever. Because this happens all the time. People start buying your joke books.
But that's what people don't realise. Just because you tell somebody you do comedy, that doesn't mean that you need help to steal other people's fucking jokes. Like creating your your own joke book, that would be a better one. You know how to create a joke.
I think those people are just don't understand that you get enough material just merely by being their friend. So and it kind of works out. It compensates in that way, Chris. It's fine. That's why you're friends with stupid people like me and Nathan.
But that's it's not that bad. It's just one of them things that I've had quite a lot of, where you get it and go, "Oh, come on, give me a fucking voucher for Steam."
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gents, if you got any decent Christmas presents or bad Christmas presents, please feel free to comment and let us know. This is a big shot of Christmas nostalgia. Nathan, what was your
God, I hope Joanna doesn't comment. Fucking hell.
Oh, I know what she's going to put.
I know what she's going to put.
Is it the present you got her last year?
Yeah. Oh, God, she was distracted so lummy, right? We needed a load of stuff for the house.
This is amazing.
Hang on, Joanna won't let you buy her anything that's useful. It's got to be like something, a treat, a lady thing. Like, so for me, if I get an electric screwdriver, I'm like, brilliant, man. I'll think of you every time I'm screwing these screws in. Brilliant. You know what I mean? Or an electric shaver or something. That's great. But if you got her something like that, she'd be like, what's this shit? Yeah. You know, so last year I took a risk and I filled it. It were a really good present. Everything were individually wrapped, right? But it were things we needed that are broken. Like there were a garlic crusher in there. There were some Tupperware. All the shit that we needed. And I'd written on it. But this is my fatal mistake. I wrote on it in biro and you couldn't see it. It was a present for the house. And it certainly was the first present to open. But Robin was opening his presents under this. That's my kid, just in case you think I live with like loads of weirdos or some audience of 3. Most of you know me. Anyway, Robin was opening his present. It was a bit distracting. And I didn't notice that was the first thing she picked up because he'd passed her that. There you go, mummy. Present. Open a present. So she was sat there opening it. Like, just disappointing present after present. Like, what the fucking garlic crusher? Tupperware, what? And I'm like, oh, God, you've ruined Christmas, Robin.
Go to bed.
Okay, Batman.
I sent him to his room, yeah. I did. No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, honestly, the thought were there. It was a brilliant present, but it wasn't for her. It was for the house. It was also. Oh, come on! Oh, I can't believe she's still awake. Wow.
Hey, you better get used to that sofa, kid.
What else did you buy last Christmas, Nathan? Because that was not the present I thought you were going to talk about. She was a lucky girl last year, Joe.
Oh, shut up. I'm not even going to that. Move on. Anyway, my worst Christmas present.
Oh. Joe, feel free to comment. Chris will pick it up.
No. That wasn't fair. She's so fucking non-committal. So, okay, again, I cocked up. I collect Lego. Nobody in this house really does. Well, Robin does now because I made him. But anyway, so we were playing Lego Harry Potter on the PlayStation 4, and I'm like, we don't often play games together, and it was quite nice. Like, we're sitting down and like just doing levels, and I'm like, do you like this? She's like, yeah, I like this. Collecting everything, and I thought to myself, well, I need an extra present, so I got her there's a smaller Harry Potter Lego set. And it was only small, and I said, I got you this because it's something that she never gets to do what we do and just sit and have fun. She's always fucking doing something, never really. So with all good intentions, I thought, this is for you to sit down, we could build it together, I'll build my Lego, you know, be la 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 la. And she opened it and everything was fine, she didn't say anything about it, but then like 3 weeks later, I'm like, you haven't touched your Lego. Like, yeah, I'll get round to it. And then about a couple of weeks go by, and I'm like, it's starting to bug me now, because if you're not going to build it, I'm going to have to fucking build it. You can't just leave Lego unbuilt. What are you, a savage? So I built a Christmas present for her.
Right.
I just feel like a miserable piece of shit. Anyway, so thanks. Yeah, great. But yeah, you don't always remember you. You got it, baby. Whatever you want, sweet cheeks.
Because we've been reminiscing about Christmases when we were kids. Now you get to, being a dad, you kind of get to relive Christmas or the excitement of Christmas every single year, because you've got a little kid who is at that age now where his presents are starting to get more interesting for you as well.
You're not wrong, man. I've been looking forward to the presents I knew we were getting him and playing with him for months.
Yeah,
for ages. But what you forget about is the ones you get that you didn't know he was getting. Like, there's some really cool stuff knocking around. What's he got that's awesome? He's got this stuff that any of you can buy this. I'm sure you can find an online store and get it. But it's this goo. It's stuff that you pour in the bath and it turns your bath into slime.
Hey, I think that's the actual thing that people pay for, like a deviant thing. That I used to work at the cinema with. Genuinely, I won't say his name. Hang on, listen, hear me out. He actually used to do that for a living. It was called gunging. He told me about it. He got paid to pour slime over people in the bath.
Wow. Okay.
Google it. Which cinema? I'd like to try and work it out.
You've just put a massively sinister aspect on this that I wasn't expecting there. But no, it's not that. It's not just that. It's this stuff that turns to slime actually cleans the kids as well without them even realizing they're getting clean. Perfect. But it's slime. So I can't wait to chuck him in that slime bath and see what he knows.
Yeah, you want to be careful. You want to be really careful. He might be like Ghostbusters 2 and he'll come out going, fuck you, and just being really angry at everybody.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Oh, more than likely, I might have to kick him out of the bath and just jump in and give it a go myself. Try some warm slime out, see what it's like. Clean myself without even trying. That's amazing.
That does sound
lazy man soap. Yeah. He's also got, this is a good one. It's a really clever idea, and they could have done, I don't know how long they've done this for, but there's a book. It's a book, and it's got a little model train in the book, and it's a little wind-up train, clockwork train. And you open the book, and the book's got tracks actually embedded into the pages. So it just runs around like it's just like it's just amazing to see him geek out over something. So,
how's he doing with his strong Hulk?
Oh yeah, he loves it, man. He loves it. The only problem is Hulk is strong, man. That thing is built to last, and it's much stronger than all his other all his other toys. We can twerk out. I forgot. But yeah, it's much stronger. So he's just been smashing bits of Lego with it and all sorts. Yeah, he's having a good time.
I can imagine that, like, when parents and all the grown-ups and humans leave the room, all those Funko and all the other toys are just cowering in the corner and just bossing shit.
Yeah,
it's like
I think they do it. I think they do it when he comes in the room. I think they try and run away a bit. Like Story 3, where honestly, because it is a bit like that. Well, he's a bit better now. Not everything goes straight in his mouth. You know what I mean? Like, just whatever toy it is. Oh yeah, but yeah, he's 3. It's funny to watch a 3-year-old in general. Like, you just forget. You're like, oh, you guys are so childish. What's wrong with you? I haven't been 3 for ages. You know, just forgot what it's like.
Ghostbusters klaxon.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah. How much have you been able to play with that?
Well, this is the thing. When she gave me my presents on Thursday morning, I sat there at the table with a coffee, and Robin went, "Open the Ghostbusters one."
I adore that little bastard. It's hilarious. It's brilliant.
Open the Ghostbusters one, Daddy. So I did, and then I put it together, and I haven't seen it since. I have to wait till he goes to bed to get it out and play with it and have a look at it.
You might have a couple more birthday messages.
Oh, go on. Have you?
We've got
have you just a load of just appeared?
Some have just appeared. Oh, I'd like to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh,
there's lots of them coming in.
Oh,
thanks for the card.
I always watch your channel. It's the greatest channel. Happy birthday, boys. Thanks for voting for me. Oh God!
Did you get a card from Trump as well? I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for Trump.
Hello, boys. I'd just like to say a quick happy birthday. I'm sorry I left it so late, but go fuck yourselves.
Oh, thanks, Michael Caine.
Is it sweet?
Just a message just for Webb, because I know he's a big fan and Giddens hates the Muppets. So happy birthday, guys.
I don't know.
They're all
I just preferred the Fraggles. That was all.
Happy birthday, you slam balls.
Oh, thanks, man. Jesus. It's incredible.
Happy birthday, babies. All right, yeah, you dirty bastards. Mr. Powers, I'm not going to let you take all the credit for birthday messages. I mean, they're all coming.
Wow, that's really nice. Are there any more? Is that
happy birthday? I'd just like to tell you that you're on the earth as human beings. I love you both. And I'll see you soon.
I love that one, buddy.
Thank you.
Right, happy birthday! I'm going to say happy birthday to you both, you bastards. You're getting a lot, man, now. They're all flying in there.
Oh,
Where are these guys during the show?
Hey, Chewie. I just want to say happy birthday to both of you. Boy, you said it, pal. Right, so my segment, I did a bit of scouring on the internet, and I've found some images for us of basically knockoff toys. So There's a load of these. Now I've got a few, but stop me when we've done enough on these, because there is quite a few. Wow. But some of them are fantastic. I'll put some up and we'll just talk briefly.
Are we
about
meant to
them.
guess what they are? Or are they gonna? Well,
no, you'll know.
No. Let's see if we can guess what they are as well, because there might be some that are.
All right, I'll just put them up then one by one. Here we go.
There might be some that I've just bought for my kid.
That's Action Man, G.I. Joe, right?
Yeah, Action Man, G.I. Joe. Let me get rid of that. There you
go. Bruce Action. I like it, man. I mean, that is some bloody beard they've put on him.
His beard.
Is there any indication how old that is when it came out? Because
I don't know.
Kind of modern in a way.
If anybody wants to find these, there's absolutely tons of them. Just do a Google and they'll all come up.
Come on.
Superhero Avengers.
Remember in Avengers when right at the end Buzz Lightyear pops out?
That's amazing.
5 times bigger than Kingpin in the Thing. That's amazing.
To Infinity War and away.
And who can forget this classic pairing? Look at this team.
You know, can we just stop there for a second? Because I've got to tell you something. My boy, he really thinks that it's really difficult to explain to a three-year-old that Marvel and DC aren't in the same world. Because he just wants to play with Batman and Spider-Man. So I let him because I'm not a
I was
monster.
going to say, no.
I think you'll find actually.
That's not
They only Batman and Spider-Man only met in one issue. It was a crossover issue, and I know they did. I know they've done some crossovers, but it's really hard to explain. Everything else he's got is Marvel, apart from Batman, and just don't understand why they're not in the same world, but they are. I just need a copy of that T-shirt.
Yeah, it's like Romeo and Juliet.
And well, you also Avatar they've thrown in for some bizarre
I don't give a shit about Avatar.
Amazing.
I thought Avatar was a bit convoluted.
Wow.
I'm only kidding.
Right, next, let's keep
Avatar.
going. Another crossover.
Wow.
What's wrong with that? I can't see anything. So at the top there, you can see in small letters it says Gotham City in the future. Does that mean in the future Batman takes off his cowl, grows a mullet, and becomes Superman?
I don't know.
Does have a mullet?
I mean, look at the artillery he's packing as well. I've never seen Superman with any guns. That's more Batman, isn't it? Yeah. Do you want to keep going? There's some board games here for you.
Keep going.
Here you go. These are don't fall down.
Twister. Yeah, okay. Brilliant.
Hang on, go back to that picture.
Hang on a
Can you
minute.
have a look at the family shot in that picture?
Oh, I've gone out. Hang on a minute. Let me go back.
Go back.
Get
one.
back.
Why is it? Oh yeah. Why are there no parents in that family?
Yeah, it's all
A
kids.
bunch of kids. But also, the only one who's actually fallen down, seemingly, is the only one with glasses on. You think he can see better than the rest of them?
He's laying down. He's got his feet on.
I think these are better if you do them in some kind of evil accent. So don't fall down, move around, but make sure to keep your balance.
Classic Russian game for comrades. Is that what you're Monopoly.
I watched the thing. I found out today that Monopoly was used to help prisoners of war, British prisoners of war, and American prisoners of war escape from concentration camps.
Yes, I know about this.
Yeah,
it's so long, the guards get bored and their attention.
Yeah. Well, no, the Germans encouraged the soldiers to play board games because they thought it would distract them and stop them from making plans to escape. And British spies, the government got into MI9 actually got in touch with the makers of Monopoly, and before they put the paper down, they would cut little divots out of the board where they put like micro compasses and little like wire saws and silk maps so that they wouldn't crinkle up when they were folding them up and things like that. And not a single game of Monopoly was caught by, even though they're going through X-ray machines, not a single game of Monopoly was caught by the Germans, and loads of people escaped using the board game Monopoly.
But what if you just got a board game and you didn't know all those secrets were in it? Did they give you a piece of paper telling you what secrets were in it? By the way, this one's got a Swiss Army knife in it and this one's got a compass. Or did you? How did they convay that information?
Yeah, so what they did, sorry, there we are.
So my disappeared. He's Disney-peared.
Disney.
They got him.
No, what they do, so they would have, so what was in each set. They would have like a full stop after Mayfair on the board, so they'd have tiny little subtle clues on the place names, so that you knew which set you were getting. It's brilliant, really clever. Awesome. Sorry, there was sort of a little tangent from Geek.
It's all right.
That's what it's all for.
Interesting.
That's what it's all for.
There you go. Despicable.
Despicable. Amazing.
What is it?
It's just a bag. Despicable.
Despicable bag.
I'll keep going. Keep going. Here you go.
Garfield the Transformer.
Amazing. Now that would have been brilliant. See, that is what.
Look at that. I have Mondays. Do you think that's a spelling error?
Yeah.
I have Mondays.
Yeah, tell me.
Mondays, real bad.
So that is what Josh Baskin was talking about in Big when he was trying to get them to come up with different Transformers. I think he was actually going for a Garfield one. That would have been brilliant.
All right, next. Let's keep going.
Spook chasers.
Here we go.
Nice.
Spook chasers. Spook chasers. Yeah, good.
Weirdly enough, I'm kind of expecting a Ghostbusters one. But I don't know what to say about that.
Big fella. Nice.
I don't know if some of these are genuine or not. They might not, because a guy did do a load of these and put them out in shops a while back, but some of them will be. Some of them are just. There's another bag next. Look at this one. This is just all over the shop. Look at this.
Obama.
Harry Potter and Sonic. It's like.
Why Obama?
Oh God.
Why is his face all the wrong colours?
That's
no idea.
Oh, that's really crazy.
Some of these for like if you like all this stuff and just throwing it together in one thing.
Oh, I feel like these are all made in a factory where smoking's still allowed. I don't mean drugs. I mean they're allowed to smoke.
I think this is a knockoff of He-Man. You remember the figures?
Yeah.
And
then we've got. Remember the episode where he had his head replaced?
Wow.
Just power, not Hulk. Just power.
I mean, that looks like a strong Hulk.
Robin would love that, to be fair.
Here we go. I'll keep going. There's a few more.
I
mean,
I ain't getting on no plane, but I will be embedded into a van.
Any the fool who's got a van for a body.
But you still need an axe.
Yeah, why is he got an axe?
Axe and a machine gun.
Nightmare Fetty. Fetty Cougar.
Fetty Cougar.
1, 2, Fetty's
coming. Wait a minute, don't worry about it. Guys, in case you're worrying about scaring the kids, it is for ages 4 and up. So it's been approved.
Nightmare on Elm Street. This is just a weird one I found. Look at that.
I mean, to be fair, that might be in an episode of The Simpsons somewhere where it's like...
Here we go, another one.
Wow. I mean, it's like Rambo, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is,
yeah. I love how they couldn't be asked putting the beard on him, but he's in the photo.
Clean shaven. You got 2 versions, clean shaven and beard.
Robert.
No.
I'm refusing. I think you're right. I think this guy's making shit up. No,
I think that one's made up. You just don't know.
1 and 2.
Breast chaser.
What the hell is that supposed to be?
Breast chaser, Rich. Self-explanatory. Jesus, $17.95. That's cheap.
Wow.
Man. It's cheap. $17.95. Is that today's money or is that in yen?
I don't know. Probably dollars in it. I don't know.
You said you've done some research.
I think no. My research is Google. You know it is. Here we go. Another.
I mean, come on.
I don't know how many of these you want, but
there's my eyes can't.
Oh wow! Yeah, if you wanted every toy you need for your kid in one package, you've got a Lightning McQueen, you've got your Power Ranger, Superman, Batman, obviously, Spider-Man.
What's that word?
Sense of right.
Sense of right, alliance.
Alliance. Okay, yeah.
Here we go. Let's keep going here. There's some crackers.
Wow.
Oh dear.
What's happened there? I don't know what's happened.
She's really let herself go, man.
Then you've got real low budget ones like this.
That's incredible.
And then our old friend.
The thing is, if that's to.
That's.
Oh dear, Archer and Fisherman Spider-Man. That's exactly what I mean.
Well, I mean, you know,
we were about the one before.
Huckleberry Finn Spider Universe.
Right, we've got some Star Wars ones. I mean, these are just.
Oh, crikey!
My lord.
I mean, they've just found 2 toys and just put them together and made one, haven't they? There.
But it looks like it might. It doesn't look like a reproduction Darth Vader. Do you know what I mean? It looks like they've made it because that doesn't resemble any of the toys I've ever seen.
You've got right. So this is look at that Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, Star Wars. Yeah.
But there were a company called Lepin. Do you know about this? Who were making fake Lego toys, and they got busted.
They finally caught them.
Yeah.
They caught them. But that stuff is still all over the place. Not that I'm condoning fake Lego, man. Even if you're a piece of shit like I am, you don't have to buy the fake stuff. If you can't afford the real stuff, don't bother. Because that's what I've had to do.
Okay.
But Headman.
Headman.
Let's keep going. I'll just. There's only a few more. That's not too bad. That Boba Fett figure there.
Yeah, that's all right. Porno Chewy.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Here's a
dear.
good one.
Special man.
Wow.
He is special, right? Special. Thomas the Tank Engine Transformer.
That's amazing. I kind of want that.
It's transformable, Thomas.
I kind of
Thomas.
want.
Thomas.
I don't know how many of these are fake. So then there's just a Titanic video game, which I only put this in because I thought, what would that game involve? You're just driving into icebergs.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Because if so,
Boys 3.
oh man, you're flying through these, mate.
I know.
What is that? Honestly, Titanic. What the hell is the object of the game? Is it to miss it? If you miss the iceberg, it rewrites history.
I don't know.
Was that funny person? Was that Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah, that other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a weird one, yeah.
Look at that. Look at his moustache.
Funny person, he's called. Funny person.
Yeah.
Transformers.
Transformers. I love their second album. It's amazing.
Transformers.
Right, we got
Dark of the Moon.
Three more. New style Ninja Tortoise.
I love how they've written tortoise on
it. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah. Two more. Here we go.
Why Shrek? Shrek.
They love Shrek.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I think it's for people who don't know what to buy the kids when the kids are asking for stuff like that, right? Because that one that had Lightning McQueen and Batman and Spider-Man and Shrek in it. Robin would love that. He would love it. We're like, wow. You don't give a toss if it's all fake.
Can you go?
That's the last one.
Right, my segment this week is we're going to take another trip down memory lane. We're going to have a look at some old school cartoons. It's another best or worst segment. What is your best cartoon and what was your worst cartoon? Now, this caused quite a bit of debate during the week between the three of us. So if you have a best or worst cartoon, feel free to leave a comment and let us know, and we can continue the debate. But we're going to go to Chris first. Chris, what is your best cartoon?
Okay, my best cartoon ever is got to be Real Ghostbusters.
Loved it. And Nathan's shaking his head a little bit there. Look at him biting his lips.
Pricking my neck. I can't piss all over it when Lummish chose it as his favourite.
Well, of course you can. That's the whole point of this, though.
All right, let me start.
No, but actually, what? Okay, so why is it the real Ghostbusters and not the Ghostbusters? Why weren't they able to use the name the Ghostbusters?
Well, back in the day, there was already an old series, a TV series called Ghostbusters, who had the name Ghostbusters. So when the Ghostbusters film came out, they had to license the name. So they could call the film Ghostbusters. So when it came to the cartoon, this other company brought out a Ghostbusters cartoon. So to differentiate itself, they had to call it the real Ghostbusters. Simple as that.
And it is the real Ghostbusters.
It is the real Ghostbusters, yeah.
Although Nathan probably disagrees with the fact.
I don't agree.
So go on then. Why don't you like it?
I mean, did I pick that as my worst one?
No,
you were going to.
Okay, the reasons I was going to is because everything that promises to be, it fails at. It should be as good. It should be somewhat anywhere near as good as Ghostbusters. Maybe have a couple of the people's voices in it. Even the cast didn't want anything to do with it. When you actually watch it, it's shite. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
It has no resemblance to the film whatsoever, which is what I was hoping it would do.
Do you know, we should have actually gone the other way around. I mean, why do you love it? Why is it your favorite cartoon? Actually, we should have started on the positive.
I remember watching it as a kid. I thought it was brilliant. I loved it. And I'll tell you what, the animation is superb as well. It's not cheaply done. It's really well done. Also, to counterpoint Nathan's argument, it does tie into the films with characters, because as it gets to about series 7, Dana Barrett is in it, and Lewis Tilly. And
so I only have to wade through. Hang on, you're telling me I've got to wade through 7 series to get to? Why don't I just watch that episode and skip the whole?
Well, watch it and see what you think. But also, the pilot episode did have them resembling the movie characters more, and then they changed it just so they're a bit more colourful.
Have you seen the pilot episode?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, cool. And the other reason I was, I enjoyed it. I think it, the first time I watched it, I was a little bit put off by the fact that the Slimer character, it was that kind of, okay, we've got to have like a little sidekick, a little thing for kids, a little Scrappy-Doo sort of style character in it. And that kind of annoyed me. I was blatantly a fan of the films and like, well, yeah, but they weren't friends. Why the hell is, you know, on their side?
I think a lot of this is why there's such a big fan base for Ghostbusters, though, because this series came out in between the first film and the second one.
Yeah.
And that's why in the second film, Slimer is a bit more of a friendly kind of ghost, because they had to go, we've had him in this cartoon. Yeah, if you like.
I'm honestly only coming at it from a point of view of being let down. If they could have got the voice actors or made the characters look even a little bit like they're supposed to, then fair enough. But for me, it didn't hold up. I ain't got strong memories of it as a cartoon, as a kid. But I really struggled, to be honest, because a lot of it, as an adult, it's quite hard retrospectively to look back. You either got to judge things as you did when you were a kid and you watched them, in which case everything's brilliant, or you've got to have a bit of reality to it and say, well, now I'm older. What stood the test of time and what hasn't?
You know what I mean? I'm going by what I used to enjoy and what I used to hate when I was a kid, not now.
Okay.
Okay, so what
you're not telling me you don't watch the occasional real Ghostbusters episode?
I still watch
when
them
was
all.
the last time? When was the last time you watched it?
I don't know.
That's not good enough.
Sorry.
Okay, so what?
I remember them all so well, all 7 series, that I don't need to.
What was your worst cartoon, Chris? What was the cartoon?
Worst one, without a doubt. I hated it as a kid. Scooby-Doo.
Oh, we're going to be controversial there, kid. I agree with you. 100%.
I was really surprised that both of you hated this cartoon.
I always thought Hanna-Barbera, even as a kid, Hanna-Barbera cartoons were cheaply made. Do you know when they used to run and that same background scroll back about 80 times? Even as a kid, I thought this is cheap.
Yeah, I used to have the Flintstones meet Count Rockula and Frankenstone on VHS. It was one of the animated films they did.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of chase sequences in that. And it was exactly that, running through this castle. And it was exactly the same scenery, constantly. And I remember, it did jar a little bit.
But Scooby-Doo, I never really liked the characters. I just thought they were all a bit crap. I don't know. It was like, and it was the same thing every time on it as well. You watched it and they went, oh, it's the guy at the amusement park. Oh, yeah, brilliant.
They've eaten a massive sandwich. And Shaggy's not stoned. He's not stoned.
Yeah.
He's not a stoner at all. No. You got that all wrong. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it were 2-1 though. Maybe one series would have been fine for me. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of hate for this. I know there's a lot of Scooby-Doo love out there, but I'm not one of them. And I've never really liked any of the incarnations since that. Scrappy-Doo's a dick as well, I'll say that. I mean, that's your perfect example, Rich, of that Slimer character.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the kids are watching a cartoon already. You don't need to stick something in for the kids because they're already sat down in front of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Scrappy-Doo, why did he have perfect English as well? And Scooby-Doo's like, Ruby-Doo. Jesus.
Maybe he went to a good school. Yeah. Maybe Scooby were putting him through a decent school, after his trauma.
Shaggy's encouraged Scooby-Doo to eat a lot of treats that we know are really harmful for dogs. You know what I mean? So giving him like doggy diabetes or something.
I never saw him give him any chocolate though. He never gave him any chocolate.
Garlic. Yeah.
No, but he'd give him a sandwich that big. Lummy, with that you can't even fit it on the screen. The sandwich was that big.
Yeah, too big. It's too. Yeah, even I know. Big. Even I know that's too big.
The only way you can eat a sandwich like that's that big is by going like that, squishing it, and then going.
Yeah, but he would always be able to dislocate his jaw enough.
I think sandwiches do look bigger on screen though, don't they, than in real life?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You said like when you see McDonald's adverts and the burgers like that for a Big Mac, and then you get one in reality, it's like that.
It's a little Mac. It's a liar.
It's a little Mac. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
We've got some. Do you want to save the?
I like.
Do you want to save the comments till the end, and we'll ask?
Oh, let's ask the comments as we go along.
I just saw a really good one from Roberta when we saw Robert. Man,
hang on a minute. Best cartoon, Rob Girdler, Danger Mouse. Yes.
Ah, that was all right.
Danger Mouse. Say up, Rob. Happy New Year, buddy.
Hey up,
Happy
Rob.
New Year.
You tuned in.
Um,
Yeah, Danger Mouse, I agree with. In fact, quite a few of the British ones were quite well put together.
Crossgrove Hall won it.
Man.
Count Duckula as well, who did
Count Duckula was great,
yeah, good. Good stuff.
For some reason, even though they were clearly made on the cheap, they didn't look cheap. Like rhubarb and custard, that was made in Britain. It doesn't look cheap compared to some of the stuff you were complaining about Hanna-Barbera. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's done deliberately minimalistic. Yeah, I like Danger Mouse. It was a good one.
But yeah, because it's done. It seems like it's sort of more carefully considered, whereas Hanna-Barbera is like it feels like it's a workaround, a sort of an easy way out.
Yeah. Best one, Pixels.
I remember that. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah. No, it's funny actually because Mask was potentially going to be my worst one, but I changed. I changed my mind at the last minute because I had the toys, so I realised that on some level I must have really loved Mask, but yeah.
But when you're a little boy, it doesn't really take much of an imagination. This is why the cartoon people had us by the short and curlies, because it doesn't take a lot of imagination to get your attention as a kid. If it's got cars in it, I would have watched it probably. So Transformers, Mask, Jason the Wheeled Warriors, all that sort of stuff. I would have watched it just because it was deliberately marketed towards me.
Hang on a minute. This is Mask as in the car one, not Jim Carrey.
That's not a cartoon.
Oh no, there was a cartoon.
There was
not when we were kids.
No. All right. Mask, yeah. All right.
You know what? Really, I don't mind the film. That's just a diatribe for a second, just on a tangent. But Mask. My brother used to collect a comic book that was like a weekly series of weird comic books that weren't really kid friendly. They were more aimed towards young adults and adults. And the Mask, the Jim Carrey thing, when that film came out, I loved the film when I saw it in the pictures, but I was really disappointed because in the cartoon, in the comic book, is amazing. When you put that mask on, you turn into the Mask, but with a psychopathic edge. This Mask character would go around killing people. It was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely amazing. And it's sort of they cut all that out and just kept it kid friendly and really Tex Avery and cartoonish. But yeah, I always thought the original story could have been a really, really good take on it. Really good film.
Absolutely.
Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year, Rob.
Were there any other close contenders, Lummy, for your best or your Count Duckula's team is brilliant.
A lot of love for Count Duckula.
I was just going to say, we were
spoiled. Dan, by the way.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year, Dan. With kids' cartoon series theme tunes, we were spoiled for choice, man. When you think about
that's potentially going to be another topic in a couple of weeks. We just need to have a workaround for that because we don't want to get slapped with a couple of
you could sing them, Rich, for us.
We've got to sing. Yeah, that'd be nice. Or Nathan's got on the guitar.
We can hum it. I've got a kazoo. We can kazoo it.
Do it, yeah.
Ducky Blues. That's my
trap door.
Ducky Blues.
Were there any close contenders for best or worst? Because I know that we all found this difficult topic.
There were loads. I used to Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Don't know if you know.
Yeah, you mentioned in previous weeks that was
love that. Absolutely.
Put it on Disney Channel, and Robin's been watching it, and it's really good for him.
Doesn't he make you become Iceman?
Yeah, it started making
it says rather goes, where's Batman?
It's like, turn this shit off. Batman's not in it. What's going on? I've told you about it. We talked about this. No, it does. It goes. I don't know if you remember the opening sequence, but you see Spider-Man, and then you see Firestar and Iceman in there. I can't remember Bobby Drake and whoever Firestar. I can't remember.
Angelica. Something.
There you go. And you see them in the normal clothes, and then it shows you them changing. And to change, Iceman just shoots himself with ice. That sounds a bit dumpy. And then he pops out of it, smashes out of the ice, and he's Iceman. So now when me and Robin play, I've got to do that. Shh, and then
jump out the freezer.
That's really nice.
just water all over the floor everywhere.
I don't want to play with you, Daddy. It hurts.
What about you, Nathan? What was your best cartoon when you were
cartoon? I went at it from a different angle. I thought, when I was a kid,
all cartoons were my best cartoon. All of them. Just give me a cartoon to watch. But as an adult, I think what for me held up the test of time, going back maybe 15 years ago now, my brother got a copy of Dungeons and Dragons on the box set. And when I was a kid, it was everything I wanted in a TV show. You know, you've got the character that's a magician, you've got the main guy who's the barbarian, all the different Dungeons and characters, the Dungeons and Dragons. But bear in mind, sorry to say, but I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. That's not my point. The point of this story is in the first episode, they are on a ride and they go through, they're on one of them, what do they call it? Tunnel of Love type thing where you get into a
Dragon's ride, isn't it?
Yeah. That's it. Sorry, it's been a long time since. But anyway, they get on the ride and they go through and they end up in Dungeons and Dragon World. And then for the rest of the series, they're trying to get back home. And as far as I know, they never actually make it home.
Spoilers.
No. Actually,
they never do. They never do.
No, right, now, this is what I was going to ask, because I've heard, okay, so every episode ended with them just about to get through this magic portal.
That was so tantalising as a kid.
And then as they were about to do it, suddenly you'd hit, can you do a uni impression, Chris?
No.
Yeah, suddenly you'd hit, and Bobby would be like, no, uni, and then suddenly the portal would close and they'd be stuck there. Now, I heard a rumor that the last episode of Dungeons and Dragons was where you found out that Uni was actually Venger's horse all along, and that he was always just keeping them back in the fantasy land.
Venger was the bad guy in the show, by the way, just in case nobody realised.
So neither of you
can't remember. I can't remember. Honestly, don't remember if they ever got home.
I don't remember. They didn't get home, though. They didn't get home. Definitely.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we should write the ending for that. I should rehash it and write the ending, because I reckon they should get home, but when they do, they find out it's full of really cunty, annoying unicorns taking over Earth. And they're just like, let us back through the portal, please. I don't know.
We've got, what's this here? Hang on. Got Spider-Woman was badass, shot words from her fingers, not some rubbish.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
That always confused me. I mean, I don't know about you boys, but I remember seeing iterations of Spider-Man where he didn't have to have a web blaster. It just came out of his hands or his wrist or wherever. He got
his ass.
His ass. Cracking website. But yeah, I don't remember Spider-Woman as a cartoon. Maybe you guys just have more TV channel.
Daniel's give us a full mask title, mobile.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I used to like talking to theme. I did like the theme tune from Mask. I seem to remember.
Yeah.
I only had one toy of Mask. Do you remember the little robot dude?
Yeah.
I had a figure of him, and he got the little guy who sat on his back, the little kid. That's the only thing I had, and I didn't really like it.
I had the car with the doors that flipped up to create wings, and I had the motorbike that turned into a helicopter.
I had a few, I can't remember which ones now. I think I had the helicopter motorbike one. But yeah, they were cool. I get those confused because there was a later generation of Transformers where they came out, and they could change into multiple things. Yeah. And they were very mask-like. I just get those toys confused now. It's like a giant toy box in my mind. Dan, if you're still out there, Dan, did Dungeons and Dragons ever end? Did they ever get home? Because we can't remember.
Or did Uni end up being Venger's horse? Because, I remember somebody told me that a few years ago, and I thought
there might be something in that. Do
any of you remember Centurions?
Yeah.
These weird guys had weird suits, and you could change their armor and add different weapons. And
each character had a hologram chest plate, and if you held it one way, it'd show you what their powers were. What if they used an axe or a sword or whatever. And if you turn it the other way, you'd see what animal they were representing. Do you remember that?
No.
I remember something like that. I didn't know what they were called though. Is that what
they're pretty cool transfers on them, like holograms. They were quite bright. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
So what was your worst cartoon, Nathan?
My worst one, remind me, what was it?
I'll show you.
Oh, yeah. Again, for the same reasons. And I'm counting
Ewoks. Is that Ewoks?
And
Droids.
Ewoks and droids.
Oh,
I totally disagree with you on this one. I can't believe this is
fine.
your
That's
first.
fine. No, for the same reasons as Ghostbusters, in that I wanted it to be better. I just wanted it to be more like the film. You know what I mean? And I thought the animation style, and I know you're going to disagree, but I just still think it's shit. It doesn't look good. It's never looked good. It put me off the cartoons. Took me right out of the Star Wars world. And
if you had to choose, though, what would you prefer, Ewoks or droids? Which one?
I like Ewoks. I like Ewoks.
I would have liked Ewoks better than droids.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Ewoks cartoon was
at least
better
that's got a bit more comedy value in it, hasn't it?
Yeah,
but yeah.
I mean, they did have Anthony Daniels as C-3PO as the voice, though. So I have actually got. I've got.
You know,
I've got that out for you.
Brilliant.
Just to piss you off.
What is it? It's not going to piss me off. I'm glad you love it.
It's the Marvel comic book. It's the Marvel comic books of them.
I'd rather read that than watch the show.
I'll lend you it. You can have a read of it. Do a critique.
All right.
And were there any close contenders for you, Nathan?
Pardon?
Were there any other close contenders for you for best and worst cartoons?
Do you know what? The thing is, I didn't want to hate on cartoons and stuff because it's not fair as an adult. I'm judging things as an adult now. I probably loved all this stuff when I was a kid. But apart from droids and Ewoks and real Ghostbusters, never really liked them as a kid. I think that's why they made it through. But I didn't want to shit all over cartoons. Cartoons are great. People should watch more of them. And I wish I still watch. Yeah, thank you. Made me sad too, man. I agree.
Very sad. Nothing like the film.
But that's all it is, Lummy. It's not that I hate them. It's like I just wish they were a little bit better and a bit more like the films, the pedigree.
I understand why you cry. It's something I could never do.
Oh dear. So yeah, that's my opinion. So there are a couple that could have made it into the best ofs. Most of them you guys have mentioned. Transformers was a good one for me.
Here you go, bit of your Dungeons and Dragons here. So apparently,
there you go.
Wait a minute.
All right.
Let's have a look at that.
That might be an interesting segment to review one week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, being out geeked by your audience isn't great though, is it?
No, but that's the idea of this. We've got varying degrees of
but we're learning. We're learning.
But no, the whole point is we've got varying degrees of nerd knowledge, and we're a community of people that are all sharing together. And
I think you should ignore the T-shirt. It's a lie. I'm living a lie. But yeah, could have been a couple more. But honestly, I think I'm happy with the ones I chose. Dungeons and Dragons had the appeal that it just kept tantalizing you every episode. As an adult, I probably would be stopped. I'd be like, what's she called in Misery, going, I went to see that movie and he dies at the end, and then next week you go back and they brought him back. That sort of thing. It's just, as an adult, I probably would feel differently. But
I've got a question for you.
Pretty scary as a kid.
Who do you think had the worst power out of all of them?
So it was Bobby the Barbarian, and it was the Ranger. I can't remember his name. And there was the lady with the staff, wasn't there?
Yeah.
The lady with the invisibility cloak.
I didn't realise we had to do so much research. The wizard guy.
There was the mage, but I can't remember why he was a bit shit. And then he
got the tricks wrong, didn't he? He got it all wrong.
That was it. And the cowardly guy with the shield that was like this kick-ass.
Yeah.
I mean, really, they do have a set of amazing powers between them.
They're all individually flawed. So the guy in the suit of armor is a bit of a prick.
Yeah.
Probably him. He is. He's a bit of a. Is it Eric? It's Eric, isn't it? Yeah. If I had to, I'd have to go with. I think Bobby the Barbarian looks really cool in that massive leather chest thing he's wearing. That's clearly 50 sizes too big for him.
And he was a real hothead, wasn't he? He was. In fact,
no, I can't, because I'd have to hang around with that bloody unicorn, wouldn't I?
Oh, I love you.
I'm going to go.
You've said it now. You've got to hang around with a unicorn.
Yeah, unicorns for life, not just for Christmas, Webby.
Yeah, no, takes you back.
I'm going to change my idea. I'm going to go with the lady that's the athlete lady, or the invisible. Anyone? Who cares?
There we go.
Let's go. Cheers.
We've got a Dungeons and Dragons expert here. This is great.
This is good. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I certainly haven't got one here. I just picked my favourite cartoon. I haven't seen it for 25 years.
But that's the thing, though, isn't it? I mean, we're forcing ourselves, although we've got this nostalgic love for things, we're kind of forcing ourselves to examine why and whether they still stand up. And it's
So that's why I picked Dungeons and Dragons, because I feel like if I watched that again, I probably would still be interested to find out whether they went home or not. But I want to see that fan edit, man. I want to see the Requiem and see what happens.
We'll do that. We'll watch that and we'll give it a review 1 week.
Who's left?
Me. My favourite cartoon was Dogtanian and the Musker Hounds. Ah, man, I loved this cartoon.
All for one, Musker Hounds are always
again, up there with the best theme tunes. But it was brilliant because, I mean, I loved the Musketeers as a kid anyway. I was just a huge fan of sort of swashbuckling films and things like that. But then to have, I love dogs as well. So you kind of mix in my two favourite things, sword fighting and dogs.
And
sword fighting dogs, brilliant. And Tanians, yeah. And it was just great. It was a really, really... And it's funny because every time I've watched another sort of incarnation of the Musketeers story, whether it be the BBC One series or any of the many, many films, I always find myself going, that's not how it happened, because I'm so the cartoon version is so ingrained in me. But I loved it. The animation wasn't great. In the introduction, an apple would fall down and he'd cut it like that, but it would fall that way. It just little things like that. It wasn't perfect.
But that's because he's cut it so fine with his sword that it's just paper thin and it's floating.
Yeah, it's just I mean,
detail.
But, detail. Of course. But no, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And his love interest in there, and it's great.
I wonder how many of these cartoons you've picked actually had origins in the US or in England, because some of them I used to watch used to feel very like French, or European.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. So I was out of my best cartoons, it was a toss-up between Dogtanian and the Musketeers and the Cities of Gold, Mysterious Cities of Gold. Again, up there with the best cartoon theme tunes. And I got the impression that they were French cartoons.
Possibly. I just think,
I think there were a few French. This was that Willy Fogg. I think that was.
I loved that.
Was that Spanish?
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
was Spanish. I think Willy Fogg was Spanish.
And then there was Inspector Gadget was French as well, I think.
Was it really?
Yeah. Because there's actually, me and my CD soundtracks. Yeah. I've got a version of the original Inspector Gadget soundtrack, and it's got all the other languages of the theme song on it, and it's got the French. I think it was originally French, and it's all dubbed, and all the soundtrack songs had words to go with them in French.
Nice. Okay, I'd like to hear that.
I mean, there were some proper weird ones, like you remember Vicky the Viking?
Loved Vicky. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Vicky.
I'm betting my bottom dollar that is European. I'm not sure where it's from, but it's a very strange. It's a bit niche.
Well, we got some controversy. Here we go.
There you go. Yeah, no, honestly, for me, Dan, absolutely. It was a real toss-up between the two. I just think there was just more of a...
Oh, there you go. Cities of Gold Canadian.
Canadian?
What, French Canadian?
Don't know.
Are you waiting for him to reply?
Yeah.
No. Just wait.
Now we're just going to wait for your reply, Rob. No, it wasn't. Like I said, Dan, it was a toss-up between Cities of Gold and Dogtanian, but I think Dogtanian just edged it for me. But it could have gone either way.
Rich just loves watching murder dogs. One running around.
Murder dogs, yeah. No, I'm not dog fighting. That's not my thing. And my
got swords. Now you're talking my language.
I'll tell you, I just remembered, right, in Dogtanian, there was this character, I can't remember which character it was, but he used to shrink in size. Do you remember this? When he were embarrassed, or it was in Dogtanian, I'm sure. Or maybe I'm just going insane.
Shrinky.
I don't know. I'm sure there were a character who used to shrink down in size. They were weird.
Embarrassed?
I think so. I don't know if anybody knows that. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Maybe he was embarrassed about the cartoon. I don't know. But
maybe he showed up for sword fighting practice and pulled out a banana or something. He's like,
I hope somebody remembers that, else it's going to look insane. I was like, why would I have said that?
Yeah, just anybody out there that wants to help us out, what the hell is Lummy talking about? Feel free to
or was it in Willy Fogg? It might have been Willy Fogg. Well, one of them. There was this character, and for some reason he shrunk down.
It sounds plausible, yeah. Yeah.
And it had like them whistle sounds. Ooh.
Well, that makes sense. How else are you going to illustrate that somebody's shrinking down without that noise?
Other than illustrating it.
I can't think what that might have been, but it does ring a bell somewhere.
I'm sure one of the characters.
That short-lived cartoon. They only did 2 or 3 series called Shrinky Dogs.
Shrinky Dinky Dogs.
Shrinky Dinkies. Yeah, Shrinky Dinks.
Copyright that. We're going to produce that. We'll all be a voice. Hey, Shrinky Dogs, what are we doing today?
I just can't stop shrinking because I'm so embarrassed all the
What the hell are we on about now?
Yeah. I like Mrs. Pepperpot. That was good. Yeah.
No, it's about the shrinking aspect. Mrs. Pepperpot. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
I don't know. Who knows? Apparently,
what?
Rings.
Okay.
It's actually originally joint. Thank you. All right, so it was a French and Japanese joint project.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, you could probably see that
French
in
and
the
Japanese.
animation. See that in the animation, though. It was that's great. Love City Gold and Octalion. And my worst what was my worst cartoon? I can't remember what it was now. Lummy, you're gonna have to remind me.
Sorry, I've got it here. Hang on. It was.
Oh God, it was Jason the World Warriors, of course. Nathan mentioned it earlier on. Yeah, it felt very. I mean, I watched it because it was a cartoon, and I watched pretty much every cartoon that was on TV. But I always felt a bit dirty watching it. It felt like it's like a rip-off of all the best cartoons that were out, like Transformers.
Did you watch it under a blanket?
I did, yeah. It was. Is
that the one where plants used to take over the cars? Like,
there was sort of organic matter as well as yeah. And I used to watch it. It was a bit because I used to like Ulysses as well, but mostly for the theme tune. And I used to just kind of put Ulysses and Jason the World Warriors in that sort of lower category of cartoon. It just wasn't my favorite. And I'm looking at it now and I do not recognize half the characters.
Who's that little dude with the little knight dude? What's he?
Oh, no, I do remember him.
I
don't remember what he was called.
No idea. I mean, I must have seen it maybe twice, I think.
Really?
One that was on my...
One for me either, I've got to say.
But I do recognise it, but...
I did watch it. I watched it pretty religiously, but I watched pretty much every cartoon that was on TV. But it just, they are Ulysses. Exactly, Rob. Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
I still don't know what Ulysses was about, man. Like,
amazing theme tune, though. Absolutely fucking incredible theme tune to Ulysses. It's brilliant.
I think it was just a little bit over my head. I needed more explosions and a few more cars and some shrinking dogs.